confirming that you're actually hearing me. Mic set good. Okay, separating the mic out. Hopefully you are hearing me okay. This is the first attempt of going live with it, so just want to say good day. Welcome to Do It Now. We're doing No Rest for the Wicked as a Let's Play. We are currently level 26 with dexterity 52. As mentioned just before there, we are in fact live right now. So what you are seeing is what's being recorded. Yeah, we're still latched to this one, it seems. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I do believe that is due to the fact that I'm not just completing the quest. Before we go anywhere, let's have a quick peek what's going on with our inventories. Food is pretty full. See, we left off last time in town, and we were most of the way through dropping off our stuff. So the first thing I want to do together is fix up our player housing a little bit. And what that's going to do is give us a much bigger version of that same buff. So I've looked into this a little bit with some other content creators and spots, and you can stack a lot of the items in your house to allow you can have up to 20 of each individual item, which is pretty impressive, and it's going to add quite a bit to our total buff. Because we were, if this is your first time joining the channel and joining this playthrough, then you probably don't know yet, but we're getting into a pretty crowded space in our in the roost, and we still don't have the full buff that we want to have for sleep and comfort. So these three I've decided I'm going to keep until afterwards. So I am just going to run by the vendors real quick, do a bit of a town loop just so that we're ready to rock and we can go out and do the mission. Research papers are worth buying typically. I am running a little bit lower right now, and I am still missing some tools. So let's be on the lookout. Shout out if you see something. I still have an iron pickaxe and iron shovel, and I would like those to both be in silver as well. Not his scribe table itself. Talk to him. Ooh, it's going to be almost all of our money. We do have a few of them already. Let's leave it for now. We do want to repair no matter what, just so we're ready to go. Take those. Put some new silver on the fire. I don't think we can upgrade any of our armor and weapons right now. Definitely shaking off some rust as well on this character. Now this guy, we want to buy these flower pots. This gives you +1 comfort. We want to get that. The lighting gives you comfort. Things that are small that can stack, we want to get lots of those. I think we already had the axe. Bed, you get 3 comfort, but it's huge, right? So it's not really what we're after. Yeah, you know what? I could stack that somewhere small enough. Oh, I don't have enough inventory space for it at the moment. That is fine. And we'll start making... Yeah, you know what? Get all the spruce that's on me, or most of it at least. Sure, we still need spruce at Danos. So Danos is the architect. He's the one giving us upgrades here in the city. In Sacrament. Here's Danos. So we're pretty far along on these building projects. Let's make sure we put where we need it most, because then that one is going to be done, the tailor shop. Needs some pine still, apparently. And copper. We've been leaving the general goods vendor in the dust from tier 1 stuff, which is unfortunate because he's actually one of our most used vendors. Okay, Sanctum is pretty close. Just so that it's done. We don't have anything else we can give right now. This guy will sometimes have, at his buy, he'll have stuff for the house, but it's the crafting station stuff for the house. And I think we're already all set on that. Okay, so let's do a little cleanup. It's not as exciting as some of the sort of action episodes, but it is important to do. If we have a look at our map, the fact that we don't have an exclamation point here means that we don't have a plague acre. You can, of course, also check that in your inventory, but it's good to know offhand. Let's keep pumping out that spruce because we do still need it, as you've seen. And keep feeding in the silver. Okay, so what I want to do in here is maybe under these stairs is it going to be a good place for it. So under the stairs here, and get this as far into the corner as I can, right there. Take that back. I didn't have any inventory space, so we kind of lost. Why can't I? Oh, I can't walk on the lid. Sure. Now that table, I don't think that is actually what was next. I think we're being sold a bill of goods here. Oh, I'm pressing a bunch of wrong buttons. We will get back there and get better at this again. Here we go. We need another one of these. So we're going to say A to equip, down on the D-pad. And we're going to lock in this and then see how it sits on top. On top. And that's going to give us a lot more space to work with. Let's equip this one next. Can't even see it. Okay, so let's run around and grab a couple of bonus items that we've been stashing and clean up a little bit. They're on top of chests and things. It's not a big deal. It's kind of out of our way anyway. Those that are on a table can stay. Let's get rid of a secondary bed. Get the vase here. Oh, I can't hold it right now. See if I can stack tables. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I don't mind having another table here. Apologies if that came through. I did put it on Do Not Disturb. Stack of tomes. Yes, I'm running into storage issues here. So I will still decorate the table nicely. Yeah, oh, I had it. There it is. The bed I'm not going to be using. No, those I'll stack away. Okay, so let's take that brazer's in the way. That table's in the way. Need to dump some space in that slot, which we will do right here. Okay, I'm not going to use the bed, so I'll put it away. Yeah, I don't like how you get stuck on the table here. Definitely want to clean that up. I don't mind those there. I don't think this table belongs here, though. Let's go back to the under the stair area here. Good. Uh-huh. And let's do a stack of books under there. That's fine. I can't walk on that anyway. And then these remaining ones, that's worth 2, 1, 1. Okay, let's do the 2. Can we stick a brazier under the stairs? Do not put braziers under wood stairs. It's a bad idea. Oh, I walked outside. And now I'm sidling instead of getting in. Okay, well. In pretty good standing. Oh, I still want to feed that. That's fine. Okay, we're a little less cluttered. I'm going to take one of these chairs and put it upstairs. Let's do that right now. I do still want to have a chair by the fire. I can have a brazier next to the fire. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it'll let me. End tables are fine. I do want a chair by the fire, as long as it doesn't mess with my ability to get to the bed. The big table, I think I'm also going to do without. And coziness is at 101. Okay, so we're going to have a little snooze. And we'll get the housing buff. So 50 health, 10 stam, 25 focus for the next hour. I am also going to inventory. Use the big experience pot. So now I have a big experience buff for the next hour also. And you can see the 2 buffs there. This one I think is... No, I moved equipment over here. And apparently I'm going to eat. Deal with this food one as well. So I've been dumping all of the raw resources in here and then making from there instead. And make sure to drop off my roots. And Well, I can make quite a few of those. That's a solid health, 170 health. It's almost my full bar. You will forever be making mushroom and meat curry. Stamina. The 6 apple one. That, I think, is one of the best foods. So I tend to save up for it, make it, and then there's another one that only uses 2 apples. And I don't recommend dumping your remaining ones on that. Save up, get the one you need. Feed some spruce in there, speed it along, although it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm gonna drop off. Just noticed that there was a skull I hadn't dropped off. Goat blood. Sure. Okay, let's head out, get something done. We are working through the Marin Woods. Our house is much less uncluttered, or much less cluttered. We forgot to put a table away. Probably shouldn't go adventuring while literally carrying the dining room table around with us. I suppose it's better than the kitchen sink, the proverbial kitchen sink, but still it seems ill-advised. Okay, we're headed out. Let's have a look at our map real quick. So a run through this area might net us some copper, and we'll have some pieces here to get some blood ichor, and of course we'll get experience. So that might be a good thing to do. Looks like this and this will link up. There's something in the sewers, probably the deranged council. Yep, looks like that's the way. Up into Marin Woods. We've been up here and we've cleared this town, and it's asking us to go west, which is this way. We're going to end up the back side of this sort of pit that we saw down here, which is currently labeled as Lost Truth. So my temptation is, hey, let's always keep plugging away and keep going and head up the storyline. But we're not really in a rush to do that, for one thing. And two, it is valuable to come back and get these resources because we've abandoned some of the building projects and we need some tier 1 materials. So let's get ourselves a couple of plague ichors. Let's get some tune-up fights and feel good about ourselves. Although there is some plague ichor fights, so we're not necessarily, it's not going to be a free ride. We're going to have to earn it. But I believe in us. I think we can do it. Just going to make sure, yeah, I'm getting good mic levels in OBS. And hopefully everything is translating to YouTube as well. Yeah, I just unmuted it for a moment, and I think everything is flowing the right way and doing the right things. So this plague ichor, see how it has the up arrow? That means it's above and not below. If it's below, it would be in the cave just beyond us up here. If it's above, we got to do a little side route first, and then we'll get to it. Mushrooms are useful kind of no matter what level you are in the game. And same down here, since we're here with the intention of grabbing materials, let's go to where we know materials to be, which is over here on these little glades. So there should be a copper node somewhere along the back wall of this, I believe. Let's find out. Looks good right there. I see it. Let's get some fish. This is carp at this level. So not the end of the world if we don't catch all the fish, because this is not going to be the best for food recipes. But it's still useful to be able to make fish and have fish. Need some pine for the general goods vendor. And then here's a copper node, which we do want to make sure we hit better than that, so that we get 2 instead of 1 each time we find one. That'd certainly be helpful. Get up the wall. So fire then lightning makes for a big splash. Covered that a few times now, I think. And in fact, if we hit plague first and then fire and then lightning, the damage stacks even more. There's nothing quite as satisfying as one-shotting a tree. Okay, let's keep going. Keep an eye out for these copper nodes. Ooh, you know what? One-shotting a copper node might actually be more satisfying than one-shotting a tree. But it's definitely a fun way to grab resources, and very quick and handy when you're clearing a big space like this, to just be able to walk through and hit everything once. Not mess around. Sometimes there's a couple here, sometimes there's a dead animal. It's a little inconsistent. Plague, fire, fire, lightning. Big splash. Oh, I thought he was out. He had one more. So trying to dodge through his moves, give myself enough stamina, which is the inner green circle, to make sure I can get away in the end. Fighting on a skinny bridge, not the best thing. Easy to fall off. Sidestep. Just gotta make sure you dodge front to back. Okay, let's see who we're dealing with here. Of course. Yeah. Okay, this guy freaking hurts. Uh-huh. Let's go to the other side of him. Now, we haven't cleared this way, so we have to be cautious about that. Could easily run into some trouble. Ow. We're going to run into our food limit pretty quick here. Well, it's more important to make sure you don't die. Get some stam here. There we go. Stacked him up nice that time. Plague, then fire, lightning. We got him. We got him. Fury felled. Let's pick up that plague ichor. That is a huge thing for advancing our characters. Definitely a challenging fight. They have a lot of health, and they really do hurt. I think we were coming pretty close to our food limit, so right now I think you start with 5, and you can eventually work your way up to having 10 combat snacks, let's call them. There we go. And once you run out, you can't, obviously you can't eat anymore while you're in combat, which is the primary way to heal. There is also a rune-based healing that you can do, which is instead of holding down right bumper as we have been to do these rune moves, you're going to hold down right trigger. And that's the runes that you put on your person, on your body. And then those have different uses. So one is an illumination, like a big flashlight, and one is a heal. But it's pretty minimal. It's like 50. So you got to use it strategically and know that it's not just going to top you back up. Okay, we hit this top one. Let's just go across. We can, not going to bother with the bridge. Let's go down this elevator and we'll go into the trench and we'll deal with the council. Another challenging fight, but I believe in us. I think we can do it. There we go. Make short work of those. Get some rough cut meat. Some more pine wood. Gonna make sure we collect enough here that we hopefully don't have to keep coming back constantly to get just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So that overcharge also creates an area of effects, an AoE. So it does spread to their friends. So even if you don't have all of them lit up, when you do hit the lightning shot, it does spread and they'll all get hit. Excellent for these, those are striders or stalkers, I don't remember exactly. But excellent bow combo because it's also shooting a 4-arrow spread and then also shooting lightning, which is finishing off our environmental sort of synergy. And go to the lip. We can look down over the bridge area. Again, to the right, there's a little bonus area. Focus and shards and things. Even more armor stuff. Oh, this is harvestable wood, I believe. Oh, not this time. Let's make sure we hit the ladder by not running. If you're running and you hit a lip and you don't happen to land on the ladder, you have a good chance of just leaping off the end of it. Now we're going to go up and down the ladder a little bit here. We're going to go in, and we're going to send the ladder away without us on it. Oh, sorry, the elevator away. And then we're going to grab it one last time. And we're going to get on this rickety lower elevator. And that's going to take us down. So first of all, there's usually a chest that repops here. So just worth having a little peek at what that's going to be. And then because we came down here, we get access to this larger chest right here. I think as far as I know, it's the only way to get access to that one. So we're coming down the tower. We're just going to go to the Black Trench and deal with those council. But if we come around a little bit first, we'll get a chance to pick up herbs and resources and things. Little bonus bubbles and stuff that hopefully will bring us up to the requirements or the resources that we need from this tier zone. So we don't spend too much unnecessary time in tier 1 places. I think, yeah, I came in here for the copper, as I recalled, and good memory. Happy to see it there. So we're building up some decent copper that we'll feed to, I believe, the general goods vendor. Because that one we left on tier 1 still hasn't had an upgrade yet. Okay, we're not going to do everything. Let's go across. We'll get the big... Actually, you know what? There is an ore that I know is there every time. Hopefully not too many fights on the way. Although, again, not such a big deal. So beyond stacking plague and then fire and then lightning, fire especially stacks. We got a blasting quiver. Should have a look at that real quick. Fire is something that stacks sort of bigger and bigger each time. So if you just put one stack of fire on, you can do X amount of damage. But as you put 3, 4, 5, they're burning more. Explosive arrows. That's handy. So if they are burning more, when you hit them and you transition over to the lightning side, it will hit for even more. So the more they are burning, the bigger the lightning AoE is. So bigger bosses, if you can really stack up plague, fire, 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 lightning, you're going to get more total damage on those lightnings when you pop them. So we'll definitely use that for fights that have more health. So a great example is going to be the council, the Twisted Council, while we're down here in the Black Trench. So that's consisting of 3 different fighters. The first fighter is going to be a sort of sword and board guy with Molotovs that he throws. Well, not really Molotovs. He throws little traps on the ground, and if you set them off, they drop a fireball sort of back on their own footprint. Oh, I should show you something with these guys. See, he pops and they have arms on the ground, and now we have to deal with those little worm things. Next time I see one of those, I'll try to remember to do it a slightly different way. So up on the D-pad eats food, but to the right on the D-pad changes weapons, primary. Left on the D-pad changes your offhand, which in my case is a change of quiver. So those dudes that keep multiplying probably work for these guys as well, because they multiply. But if you freeze them, then they don't, and then sort of crack them, then they don't do the same. Is this one not revealed? They don't like spit out their secondary people if they were frozen when they died. So there's an example of one right there. So let's freeze them up. I don't think we got them all the way frosty. But if you get them right to the frozen state, I don't think they'll spawn their hands, their little worm things afterwards. But it's fine. Again, we're in a tier 1 area. Danger level 20. And what did we talk about our character level? We are 26. So we are not in particular danger here. We can certainly get in trouble, and we're doing Plague Acre fights, which can get spicy very quickly. But I think we're going to be okay. Let's do the hops. Now we're not cooking here because we cook in town now. We have that better stove, or in our home. You know what? We value a home-cooked meal. Let's phrase it that way. They're kind of do us favors because we're in this slightly more dangerous area. So they're giving us the next tier of ore, but we actually don't want that. So this is a bit unfortunate. Get the wolves. Get these mushrooms. So remember that mushroom and meat stew. So these mushrooms plus the rough cut meat that you get from any sort of carrion animal or even some of the larger animals, that adds up quickly to being quite a bit of meals you can eat in combat. You don't want to run out of those. Okay, so let's hit him with plague, hit him with fire. We'll stack up some fire. See how the fire's getting bigger on him? Now we can hit him with the lightning until that fire is worn off. And we'll start the cycle again. Fire built up. Lightning. I'm going to set that off intentionally. Build up some fire. We got him. Let's regen our stamina a little bit. Let's pop a potion. Why not? Got some strength now. Okay, I'm going to get the axe guy next. He can really charge a long distance. He will shoot with an arrow, but he won't hit me. That's the charge he does. I do want to be cautious not to spawn his, do a big AoE in the room and risk hitting the shield user. Because I do want to keep these combats a little separated. I feel like I could just stand here and slowly pick away at him. He's really trapped in that hallway, in that doorway. That's okay with me. I'll take an exploit where I can get it. 2 out of 3. Let's get some stam, and now we have the whole room to work with. Shield can block not just the damage, but also the elemental status effect if they happen to block it. Double throw with the Molotov. Long fire, you want to be dodging that sideways, not away. Winded. Multi-hit. Second Molotov, always 2 Molotovs. Don't get too greedy with the damage when you need to keep some stamina for evading. We got him. Still on fire. Clear. We got some Plague Ichor. Okay, let's spit ourselves out in town and see if we got enough to feed those and then get a couple of Ichors going. And then we can go back to making some progress in Marin Woods. So we're kind of jumping around a little bit this episode, but we're getting some important things done. And we're doing some catch up on stuff that's been falling behind. Organization at the house and some tier 1 materials that we've forgotten about. I'm not really forgotten about. We just used up. We got to more advanced areas before we use all the resources from earlier areas. How about that phrasing? So we're going to go up to the rookery kind of manually, which is just keep going up. Long ladders. More up needed. And then this long bridge here. And here is the rookery. Going to talk to the Watcher. This is where you bring Plague Ichors when you want to do upgrades. This menu will eventually have some other upgradable items. So right now I can do miscellaneous inventory. I can do food inventory, consumables. I can have an additional offhand, which I did just get an additional offhand, so it's very tempting. I already bought, I have 8 out of 10 food that I can eat. There's 2 more utility rune slots that I can put on, And there's the combat food. So I am going to grab the other offhand just so that I can equip that explosive arrow for one. And then don't really need that right now. I'll get consumables because it looks like I'm already running into a bit of a limit there. Just want to plug away at my inventory stuff. Blasting quiver, so I'll put that in the third spot. I also have a blighted quiver. I don't need that right now. What I am still on the lookout for is mesh hat and pants. I have mesh glove and tunic at the moment. None of these items are what I want. So let's do a quick drop off. We'll bring the big elevator all the way up. While we're doing that, we'll have a little peek. We don't need to do a big town run yet. We've only had a little outing. The issue can be, especially in the resources like the plant material and animal parts, you're going to want to drop those off if you've been out gallivanting through different biomes, because they do have different materials. So here you'll see we'll drop off quite a bit, and that will free up some space so that we can pick up stuff from other areas. So spruce I'm going to want to run, but pine, I do want to keep pine whole. I don't want to strip it down into planks. We can survive this fall, so it saves us a little time to just jump off of there. Nice to know which falls you can handle and which ones you can't. And of course, we completed some bounties at the same time. Those were weeklies. Oh, we did one more. Go us. So that would have given us a bunch of resources as well, and items. We'll have a little peek at those. Look at those. Pretty significant. And some purples as well. Okay, let's look at general goods. We didn't get quite enough total copper to get out of the woods there. Linen garment we need. Almost done. Bit more spruce. Okay, as per usual, we're going to have a look at our inventory when we're standing in front of the sisters. Ooh, Prince of Lies. Let's see, how does it look on? It's not bad archer stuff, to be honest. I'll try to hold on to that. Graveguard archer. Looks like you're wearing archery targets. I like that one better. Noble leather breeches, some green pants. Maybe I'll hold on to those. Everything else I think is going to go except the ichor. These are both unrepairable as well. Those are plagued. Okay, let's try to do this correctly. Oh, that was for upgrading their station. Good. I'll hold on to all three. Why not? Unfortunately, one more little stop off at home, back at the player housing, but that's not a big deal. I do not know what they're saying in that portion. Suppose I could listen to the closed captioning or something. It would probably tell me. Okay, one more drop off there, and then we'll go to Marin Woods and just clear up an area. The temptation is real to set up a dedicated second. You can buy all of the player housing, so it might be of value to you to buy up a secondary housing and use it exclusively for storage. So you can just dump off, because as long as it's in a chest in any of your player housing anywhere in town, you can see it from everywhere in town in terms of donating it for the resources or in terms of building something or making something or adding a rune to something or however you want to modify your weapons. So you can always... we're going to go Marin Village. So you could easily set up the player housing that's right in that town square next to Derek. And there's two of them, one up and one to the right of where Derek's position is. So you could use that as a storage situation. Excuse me. As a storage situation. And just like fill the house with big chests. And that way it doesn't have to work towards your buff because your initial house, your main house is doing that. Oh, I got a wand out of the ground there. That's neat. I find the ground ones have a really wide loot table and they can have all kinds of different stuff. So see, we're being blocked off here from these little hands, so we got to find where the headpiece is. Can we open this door? Of course not. Okay, well, let's pop into here, and I'll show you where we're at. We're going to go down this passage from the village. It's told us that I think the healer from the village or someone crucial from the village has gone west. So we're kind of going west to follow. Soften up and finish off. Let's do a little safe drop. Safe drop again. Gonna go underneath. Silver. Oh. Generous. They gave me both. There's got to be some kind of ratio of when you throw the... Does your first hit or does your second hit or whatever? And then which ones get to go. A lot of leap of faith stuff here. Probably should have leap of faith into the water. But we're finding some new locations in the process. Oh my goodness. Double bear and I'm caught fishing. So I'm going to try to focus on one. Plague, fire, lightning. Just like we know what we're doing. 2 fire stacks seem to be plenty. Got them going. Definitely hurt. But those bear parts, you notice the bears also tend to have human parts in them. But the actual bear parts are very good for upgrading your weapons and armor. It tends to be a stopping block if you haven't encountered enough bears. So when you do get a chance to see one. Now that ground, to me, what do you think? I step on that, something bad's going to happen, isn't it? You think it's just a nice fluffy carpet to make sure my feet feel nice? Let's have a look. Oh, maybe it is safe. Oh, I thought there was another one. Nice little bear glade. Nothing in there. Can you pop these drums? No, not worth it. Dig spot. Looking for ore still, but you know, we're not going to find copper here. It's going to be iron or most likely silver. Oops. It's a long way up. What's under here? Oh, just the passage from where I started. Or a different area, actually. Let's confirm where we are. We found a fire pit. This is a different jump than we did last time for a chest. There we go. We can drop down these as well. Does that have value to us? Let's see. Here's a little herb. Hope I didn't lose that height intentionally for a little herb. Not worth it. Okay, let's keep going. Again, if there's something, glaring that you're like, hey, no, go back. You got to look at this thing. Either message me up in the chat now if you're on it, or if you watch this later, then by all means throw it in the comments, and I'll try to look it up and see what it is that I've missed and where I should go, so we can show people all the little nooks and crannies in this game. And this game does have nooks and crannies. Look at this. Jump to this one. Get a node. Super early. Still gave me 2. I think it really matters which ones you flub. Okay. And we're inside, so now we can open this door. And we've created the necessary shortcut to get back to that waypoint or whisper from in here. But now we're into who have we found? Maybe this is that healer that went west. Imgard. Ermgard. Beautiful stories in this game. Heart-wrenching, but beautiful. So they put a lot of focus and intention and sort of drive and need and, well, I guess pressure on us as the serum. I don't think I want to drop down there because I'm going to have trouble getting back up. But it's just a bit of a look-see for now. And I do want to come down this way. This definitely wants me to climb it. Let's look up here. Nice little chest. Look down there. Huge area. Oh, crazy early. An evening star. I guess that's different than a morning star. At that. Kick down the ladder. Get a dire nettle spore. That's another shortcut connection to a whole other area. Clear. I don't think I can jump that far back. There's lots of little bird's nest and padded areas and elevated walkways in this zone. Some of those drop downs are a little confusing. Look at this. Okay, we've walked all around this map, and we saw this. We're right here. So as soon as we came to Seeker's Rest, those separated ones, we came and we stood by this lake, and we could see this little stick and this resource here. And we've finally gotten to the place where we can harvest them. So they can really tease that to you early on. Mind the hole in the center as well. Just keep them stun locked if I can. Oh, and level up. Outstanding. Level 27. Let's do that right now. Health has been good. I'm going to keep feeding Dex because I just keep needing to do more damage. You know what? I will feed health, counter to what I just said. And I'll keep feeding equipment load so I can eventually get all those mesh pieces on. I will wear a ring that can give me more equipment load, but for now I'm wearing a ring that gives me some experience. I need the Kestrel key to open the bird door. So we're going to have to go down here. Ooh, that was almost bad. From here we can get down, but we can also get up to here. And this is the other region we've been over here before. Okay. Get down there. We'll walk down this log. Remember, see that log to the top left of screen? We were up there debating if we wanted to drop down, and we opted not to. So now we're down here in earnest, and we get to see this area. But we already have the shortcut unlocked in advance, which is very handy. I think this is the glade that we drop into initially. Yeah, we've been all over here. Very easy to get disoriented in these maps. Don't know what those green circles do. Pretty sure I don't want to be in them. That's close from the other side as well. Well, we have our shortcut that we just knocked down. So we're now happily back up in this upper area. Maybe the answer is to drop down into here. Oh, wait, she's waiting to talk to us. Let's talk to her. There you go. We're going to kill your friend's pets. Okay, so let's hoppy hop back over to that Kestrel door thing. Now that we have, the winged door. Now that we have the Kestrel egg. This way, over here, there. We're going to walk down this longer log here. Use this pad as a help her to know that you're aiming the right way, and we can jump straight to it from this one. In we get. Another waypoint. Another whisper. Or no, it's a whisper. Uh-huh. We'll feed the pine in there now that we no longer really need it. We got a bunch of mushrooms. Let's do that. Make the offering. Okay, so we have evoked this whisper. It's called Winged Door. It's probably a good place to call it for today. So a few extra town runs from what we would normally do if this is your first time joining us. I don't think we had anyone join live. Hopefully that doesn't mean that we didn't set it up correctly. Hopefully this is actually recording and doing the thing. But if you do see it later on in the recordings, then yeah, shout out a comment if there's something that you like really watched me walk right by, and you're like, hey man, you gotta go back and visit that so that people can see all of the areas in this game, all the kind of cool hidden gems and sort of sneaky little hideaway spots that they've created throughout the whole of these levels. And there is a lot of those. So I'm sure that there is some things that I have not seen and I didn't go to. So if you do happen to spot one of those, please let me know. Usually some apples in here, or coin at least. Firebrand berries. Fair enough. Still worth hitting. Torn sinew. This one needs spruce and pine. Oh, this is my siren call. Oh yeah, it's back to level 8. This one needs copper ingot and iron ingot and bear paw. So even after we've killed those 2 bears, we didn't get the limiting bear item that we need to upgrade our equipment. Keep feeding that spruce in. Oh, I'll let you know. Cheap table stuff. Decorations and things that give me bonus but don't negatively impact my space usage too much. Okay, so I think we're doing good combat. We're in a good state that way. We're progressing well story-wise. Just that little bit, need more linen garments. Just that little bit closer. Finished. Gordon's Pantry. I don't think we visited that once since starting this run, but it's now up to level 3. Can go and show you those at one of these videos if that's something people are interested in. I am going to try to park myself back in the roost. Because that seems to be a good place to start so that at the beginning of the next video we can have the buff necessary to just go off and accomplish whatever it is we're hoping to accomplish that day. Get that spruce rolling. Pick up off the fire. Let's really dump our inventories off so that we have lots of room for the next adventure. Sucks when you head out and then all of a sudden you need to just head back right away because you forgot to empty one of your 3 bag types. I don't think I have any of that gear standing by. Put the silver in there. Put all those planks in there. Okay, and just like that, we are very clean and tidy here. So we're going to leave ourselves here in the room. Actually, no, let's even sleep just to make sure. Look at that. Refresh the buff, even though we haven't changed it, and we're still sitting at 101. 50, 10, 25. Right where it should be. Map, compendium, known scrolls. Yeah, so we've kind of parked one of the stories about the hunters because we haven't finished that boss yet. And we're working on the next one. So that's why I think it's been a bit confused with us. Okay, so gratitude for your participation and your attention. Appreciate you coming out and watching this content. Yeah, let me know what you think. Appreciate it. Have a good night.